Yo, what is going on, guys? Just wanted to jump on here to give my trade recap for today. Um, Today was a win, so we ended up taking a win for today, which is really, really nice to kind of see. Yeah, I guess in terms of just like getting the timing right, right? Like getting the timing right, looking for those sweeps on those lower time frames, right? Looking for displacement, looking for market structure shift, looking for an imbalance to take a trade from, looking for a displacement away from the imbalance. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's important that I'm following those steps every single day. Like, um, you know, making sure that we're following the plans and we're sticking to those patterns that we recognize, right? So, yeah, I'll start off with the higher time frame. So, on the higher time frame, we literally didn't have much. Um, we really didn't have anything on the 4 hour or the 1 hour. It was just straight consolidation the whole time around. Um, yeah, it's quite interesting to see what price is actually doing within this kind of consolidate. This is a big 1 hour consolidation range. Like we might even not even break out of it this week. We still might be in it tomorrow and Friday. But most likely Friday I won't be trading. Well, it really depends, but we will see. Um, but yeah, ideally we break out of this range. So that kind of led me to the 15-minute time frame. So on the 15-minute time frame, I see that by the time I get on, I see that we have huge displacement down after taking out these 15-minute highs. So we take out these 15-minute highs and we get huge displacement down. And I'm like, okay, cool. Ideally, I'm looking for a continuation. Um, I'm looking for a continuation, um, back down to these lows down here, taking out this draw, as well as this final draw down here. Um, and so I was pretty much waiting for price to actually come back into the 15-minute gap. You see, we print three candles. We actually get a large sweep of these lows, but again, I didn't think that it would be um like I didn't think these lows I didn't think that these internal lows would actually cause a move back up. So um yeah, so once we got that sweep of this low and this low, I was kind of waiting for I still had this final draw, which is down here, which kind of led me to still want to go short. So we get a sweep of these lows. Yeah, cool. We actually come back into the 15-minute gap, right? Oh, I gotta go all the way back here. Sorry, guys. We come back into the 15-minute gap. Um, oh, I forgot to mention also. Shit. Um, we actually had. Pretty sure we had a 5-minute bullish gap. Yeah, there it is. So with this, we actually had a 5-minute gap that was made on the way up. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm not gonna make the same mistake, right? Um I'm gonna wait for an initial tap from the Fair Valley gap, see if we're able to sweep out anything, and see if we can get a displacement continuation from there. The only issue that I had with not going short from that level was the fact that I don't know if you guys can see, but we actually put in a low, we put in a high, right? And price didn't actually re-sweep this high, so we weren't able to get a market structure shift at all. So which led me to believe that this high was put in after taking out these internal highs up here. We put in those highs, and pretty much what could have happened um, was this, right? And we retake those highs once again after filling in that 5-minute gap, just because this even though we did take out this internal high, and it would have been super lovely to actually take a trade off this internal high, but with if we were to break structure, it would be from this level down here, right? so that was the other issue, or that was like the only issue. That was the only reason why I didn't take this trade, is because we didn't get that market structure shift. And once we did, price pretty much delivered all the way down to making a new low here. So yeah, again, one of those things where, yeah, a perfect trade. We followed that lower time frame kind of structure. So in the 5 minute and 15 minute we're bearish, which led me to believe that we could be going lower to actually take out these lows down here. And we get a sweep of this internal high up here. We're unable to get a market structure shift just because we weren't able to um, take out that initial high once again. And then, so what I mean by that is that we put in that high, we get a retracement down to this 5 minute gap, we get a reaction, take out these highs, get a market structure shift, which would be at this low, right? And then we wait for a retracement pretty much, and we're entering and to catch shorts, right? But what we got instead was the fact that even we put in this high, right? So the last low before that high was this one here, right? And again, once we broke that structure, we weren't able to kind of take advantage of it as price pretty much just placed all the way down. I'm like, okay, cool. Like now, I'm I'm potentially looking for longs, because now we've actually taken out this low here and in the consolidation state. Price likes to actually manipulate all the way back up again. So I'm like, okay, cool. I then draw the fib from this high to this low down here. I should actually make this purple. I don't know, some sort of purple. What's a nice bright color? I think that looks all right. Yeah, we get a nice we get a yeah, I draw the fib up. I've been using the fib a lot just to kind of take trades or get a bias within that fib range. So as you guys can see on the 15 minute, I hate you have to keep scrolling back, but on the 15 minute, we we're able to draw the fib from these highs to these lows, right? So we're able to capitalize on that. No, I should actually make that white. That purple's pissing me off. Oh, that's too much. Yeah, that's good. Maybe like, yeah, that looks good. That looks right. So again, we're able to draw a fib structure to structure, which kind of helps me determine bias of where we are premium and where we are discounted. So yeah, so we're unable to catch a short. We then take out those previous lows that were here. We're just like, okay, cool. Let's see if we can get a retracement play, right? And we're following the same rules. We're following the same rules of a sweep of internal lows and market structure shift, right? Bullish intent, displacement, and with that displacement, we want a fair value up created. That was a mistake I made, I think a day ago or 2 days ago. Was that we try to time it, but we weren't able to time it or even protect our stops, just because we weren't able to protect our stops because there was nothing to fall back on. We had nothing, and the only thing we had was the fact that we had a market structure shift. Though we had a market structure shift, it was weak with no displacement, with no fair value gap created. So pretty much once we made that new low on the 15 minute, I was pretty much looking for a retracement play, because I'm just like, we're in a consolidation range. Prices constantly seeking out lows and highs. So I'm just like, longs could also work, and it will be confirmed if we do get a sweep of these lows, which is what we did here. We get a sweep of these lows, right? So now where's our structure? Our structure is now here, right? We get a nice market structure shift. We break nicely. We get a nice bullish candle, showing buyer's intent, and we we get a inverse, which is here, but I'm not really worried about that. I'm more worried. I'm more worried about this fair value gap actually holding. So in my head, I'm just kind of like, okay, cool. We made that market structure shift, right? But is it a liquidity sweep to continue down lower, or can we actually take a buy of this, right? So pretty much what I was looking for was just a full candle, like a full volume candle out of the zone, right? That's what I wanted to see, a full volume candle. And there was times where I was gonna enter here where we priced it all the way up here, and um yeah, prices all the way up here, and then we close back in within this fair value gap. So as you can see that this 5 minute gap, sellers were trying to push price down. Um, Again, sellers trying to take control here, buyers stepping in, sellers one last push down, and then we get a nice volumetric candle on this push here, and it was really perfect. I actually got filled in quite where I wanted to get filled, just because that if we do end up coming taking out these highs once again and we continue down lower, it just means that price actually use this fair value gap to sweep out these highs and then continue down lower. So that way I'm able to protect my risk really early on. Again, I was really like, with this being, with us front running a gap. So this is what you call front running, is when you get that liquidity sweep, you get that confirmation on a lower time frame once we get that liquidity sweep, but you're also front running a 5 minute gap, right? So again, with that initial push, so we get an initial push into the 5 minute gap, and I want to see if this 1 minute holds, right? After pushing into that 5 minute bearish gap, we see that we try to see if it holds. And again, pretty much just waited for a volumetric candle, or kind of a engulfing candle. That's kind of what we want to see, because I feel like those engulfing candles are the thing that really, like, I feel like that is where you time the market, right? With being on such a lower time frame, you're able to see those volumetric candles really quick. And yeah, we get a fill here. We were able to go break even really early on. Um, and stops were below this fair value gap. Being on the 1 minute, quite volatile. I didn't want to put my stops here. I wanted to put my stops just below it, just in case price actually wicks back down into it. And again, if this fair value gap doesn't hold, it kind of invalidates this idea of a trade. So yeah, once we got that volumetric candle got filled, it was able to go break even, targeting the 50% of this range here. I was initially targeting a little bit more within this gap, just because of how big it was. But I literally adjusted my take profit to these highs up here. And why did I do that? Was because we get that initial tap, right? And I'm just like, okay, cool. We've now low-key filled in equilibrium. Like, even though we're not there yet, if price actually comes back up once again, what do? We take out these highs, fill in equilibrium, fill in this 5 minute fair value gap a little bit more, and it's just shouting to go bearish, right? So that was my thinking, right? So again, we get an initial push up. I thought that it would take us out of break even, but fortunate enough that with our break even and our entry, we were able to kind of stay protected. Again, after taking out these highs, I'm more happy to go break even. So break even was just above here. We almost got stopped out on this candle here, but price actually rallied up, took out these highs, and yeah, we were able to catch a 1 to 1.28 on this, so not bad, just a 1-to-1 pretty much. We'll gladly take those. Yeah, I mean, we're able to kind of capitalize on the fact that, we saw a reaction. We saw a reaction from the zone. We see a displacement. We see a displacement away. I'm happy to take this trade. Uh, though it is a low RR trade, it's what played out for me in terms of what I had in mind at the time, because um, knowing that price could either just rally and run direction, or we actually fill in these gaps and we abide by them. It's really what price wants to do, right? And we're just only capitalizing on the move, and the displacement that we get at the time. So again, we made that 50-minute um, low. We're looking for the retracement play. We get a sweep of these previous lows. We get displacement. We get a market structure shift because this is a new structure, right? We get displacement. We form a 1 minute bullish Fair Value Gap, which is here. Pretty much wait for a displacement away from the Fair Value Gap with a full volumetric candle, right? Um, and again, yeah, we tapped into that 5 minute, and we get a quick, you can see orders being filled here. And I was just thinking to myself that this was the high put in. Ideally, we use this as a price actually use this as a liquidity sweep for early sellers trying to sell, and they're putting their stops here to actually sell. And we take out those orders, and then institutional orders or whatever gets filled, and we continue down following that 15-minute and 5 minute trend, which is kind of exactly what happened, right? Once we get that initial tap, we get a short retracement play. We actually come out and take those highs, adjusted take profit. So it's just about these highs. We get filled, and price sweep once again, no displacement. Sweep once again, no displacement. We sweep once again, no displacement, no Fair Value Gap, nothing. We actually didn't get a sweep. Um, we actually didn't get a sweep here, but you can say that we actually broke structure here. We then filled in this gap, and we'll continue on the trend. So yeah, I mean, one of those things where we could have capitalized on the shorts, but again, we're trying to stay to that one trade a day. It sticks to, it helps us prolong the account. Though I haven't passed it, it helps prolong it. So I'm also protecting my own capital, and helps us to be consistent as well in terms of data entry and things like that. Try not to change the system as much. But yeah, that kind of wraps it up for today's trade. I apologize for the late video. I was just talking to my girl and her little sister. I was catching up and having a good time, having a good laugh. And yeah, it kind of took up a little bit of time. So yeah, I just want to thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys have an amazing night or day wherever you guys are from. I gotta wake up at 6 in the morning. The time is 11:23 p.m. So another long day for me at work today. Oh well, in the coming days. But we look forward to it, right? It's the risk that we're taking. We're taking that extra step. Um, though we're tired and things like that. I know that if I put in that extra mile every single day, I know it'll pay off, right? I know that consistency is the um consistency, no matter the grinding, being consistent is really important, and being self-aware as well, and also just reacting to the market, right? And I'm starting to recognize those patterns that play out, and that those patterns is where I kind of form a strategy using the confluences that I've learned. So yeah, we have the strategy knocked down. Really love the Fair Value Gaps idea, and I'm glad that we're able to use that as well. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. God bless you guys. Always, always believe in him, right? He has a plan for all of us, and I know he has a plan for me. And yeah, we will make it in trading. I know we will. And yeah, I just want to thank you guys so much for the journey. Thank you guys for keeping me accountable. Thank you guys for being there whenever I need to vent, or if I'm having a bad trading day. I'm glad that I can make these videos and put them out to whoever sees them, whether no one watches it, my girl watches it, or whoever watches it. It's to them and how I feel, and helps me really de-stress. So yeah, I just want to thank you guys for that. Again, God bless you guys. And yeah, believe in him, right? He has a plan for all of us. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Good night or good morning, and peace.